Hey, good evening, everyone. It's what's today? May 4th. Good thing I checked. Thought it was still yesterday. I'm Dr. Beverly, and this is our live weekly meditation. I'm about 5 minutes late. I logged in early so I could be ready, and I had a little card that I was going to talk about, and I was just sitting here, and the card disappeared. How does that happen? When you have something in your hand and it just disappears? And I've torn my desk apart. I looked around the house. It's just gone. It just disappeared. So I guess we won't talk about that. For some reason, Spirit took it away. I'm not supposed to talk about that. So I had an interesting interview today for someone else's podcast. And she's a hypnotherapist. I'm a hypnotherapist. So we had a lot of fun talking about hypnotherapy. And what she hadn't thought about, she probably would have thought of it if she'd put it in that context, that hypnosis is a form of meditation, especially self-hypnosis. So I know when I was in high school when I learned this, I've never been able to sleep more than 5 or 6 hours a night. And in high school, I would have trouble even falling asleep because I had to go to bed so early because, you still live with your parents. Everybody goes to bed at 10. So you have to go to bed at 10. I'm a night owl. I never go to bed at 10. So, if I go to bed at 10, I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's just not fun to be up at 4 in the morning. And then I'm tired the next day. So I wait and I go to bed, around 11:30. Then I wake up with the sun usually, except in the winter, the sun comes up a little late. And the point of that is, I don't know. So a friend of mine taught me self-hypnosis to put myself to sleep. So I actually started doing self-hypnosis in high school. And that's how I would put myself to sleep. And occasionally I still will try that, but I don't need it anymore because I say my prayers before I go to sleep. And by the time I'm through with my prayers, I'm zonking out because it's the same state. So if you know how to do self-hypnosis and you have trouble meditating, just sit down and do whatever you'd like to do for self-hypnosis. I usually start with the feet, relax the feet, and move my way up. I let go of all thoughts, kind of like how I lead the meditations when I do the live meditation. I just slowly relax my whole body and then the mind, let everything go, and you're in a state of hypnosis. If you take and make a recording of yourself, so you do like a guided imagery recording, and you play it back, that's giving yourself a treatment. So if you have a fear or a habit you want to change, hypnosis is really good for those things when it's unattended. You can do regression therapy on yourself. I've done it many times, but if you don't know what you're going to find, like you might run into a lifetime that kind of upsets you a little bit, it's better not to do that on your own. So I remember my past life, so I'm not afraid I'm going to run into something that's going to upset me because I've already been there. Because you're not always the same person. Sometimes you're not nice. Sometimes you do things that you regret. So you'll want to do regression therapy in the beginning with someone who guides you through it in case you start to freak out. They can bring you out of it. But otherwise, self-hypnosis is really good for anything about yourself you want to change. It's also good for healing. And what a lot of people don't realize is nobody else heals you. What? That's right. There's many research projects. You can go to PubMed or whatever and do some searches on the placebo effect. So even in Western medicine, doctors can prescribe a sugar pill and tell you, if you take this pill, it will do this. And sure enough, it does. And that's because you heal yourself. You heal from within. That's how powerful you are. So if you want to heal something, you can create your own little, just use your if you have a smartphone, use your smartphone and record something, maybe with a little bit of music, and play it while you sleep. And you can change things, you can motivate yourself, you can heal yourself, you can let go of fears and phobias and all kinds of stuff. So I just thought I'd talk about that a little bit tonight. I was going to talk about the 4 initiations, because I also had someone earlier this week that we talked about the 4 initiations, and I had it right here on a little card, how Ho'oponopono and the Theosophical 4 initiations, if you've read the Bailey books, how they line up and are the same. And I had someone want to know what the 7, there's actually 7, but I never teach all 7 because I haven't met anybody that's mastered the first 4. So I'm going to be releasing a whole program. It's my Om for Success program that in the past, I've been teaching that since the 90s. I've been teaching it for decades, and quite frankly, I'm tired of teaching it. So I'm going to create a whole online program that will be free. So it'll be a 30-day challenge, and it's going to get you to have a regular meditation practice. It'll be like 10 minutes a day. I mean, really, you can't do 10 minutes a day. And then there'll be a webinar that will be free. And then there will be my 6-week masterclass, which will also be free. So nobody can say, well, I can't afford it. I don't know how to grow spiritually. I don't know how to heal myself. It's going to be free. Okay. I've been teaching it for decades, and I'm just going to teach the really advanced training for those people who are ready. So you'll know when you're ready and you'll contact me. I'm not going to market it, and there's no upsell at the end of the program. It's just going to be free. And I'll keep doing my weekly podcast and my weekly live meditation, although my weekly meditations, I'm no longer putting on the podcast on Spotify and all those Amazon, and I don't know, I've got so many channels it's on now. I'll only be doing them on YouTube because I don't want to, it's too much work to edit all these things and put them everywhere. And I'll keep doing the summits because the summits and the podcasts are helping other coaches and other holistic practitioners. And I want to keep doing that because most of them are not good with technology. And if you know anything about me, you know I'm an old-time geek. I worked in Silicon Valley for decades. I was a project manager for the first online store. I designed the first online seminar registration system. I wrote a website generator back in, I think, when was that, 1996, that marketing could use. All they had to do was feed the graphics and the text, and it created the website, landing page, and the whole bit. So I'm a geek from way back. So I'm helping these coaches by having them on my podcast and my summit. They're able to bring their skills and information to all of you, and it's free. I mean, if you want to be a VIP at the summit, you can, but you don't have to pay to enjoy the summit. It's free. The podcast is free. I don't monetize it, and I don't charge my speakers to be on the podcast. I started charging for the summit a nominal fee to the speakers to cover marketing costs, so that I don't have any out-of-pocket costs. But anyway, let's talk about meditation. So I haven't had any requests for what you want, but with Om for Success, there's so many different things you can hear about Om. I read all kinds of stuff. I'm always doing research on Om, and there's AUM and AHM and OM. And just for the record, AUM, Aum, it's actually Aum, it's A-E-I-O-U, it's the vowels. And if you study early Hebrew, not the current Hebrew, but the early Hebrew and the early Aramaic, there were no vowels. When they wrote things out, they wrote them without the vowels. And that created an interesting language in that the words would have multiple meanings depending on which vowels you plugged in. So when you were reading it, you can read it and get a literal meaning, or you can read it and get a figurative meaning. So you can get different meanings, which is one of the challenges when people start translating some of the old documents that are either in Aramaic or in Hebrew, ancient Hebrew, ancient Aramaic. Well, there is no current Aramaic. So Aum evolved over time into Om, O-M. And I don't have a picture out of the Sanskrit symbol, but it's kind of like that SE thing with a line and a dot over it. I'm sure most of you have seen the Om symbol. And it's considered the seed of the universe. So it's the sound. So everything in the universe has frequencies. Humans have their frequency. Every organ and bone in our body has its own unique frequency. Everything around us has a frequency. And our sense organs sense a range of frequencies. So our ears sense one set of frequency. Our eyes are a much higher frequency. If you had a piano that at the end of the piano, you had 80 more octaves and you started playing at that end of the piano, you would see light because those are the frequency of light. So light and sound are actually the same thing. They're just one's a much higher frequency. And so we have two different sense organs for that. Then some animals like whales and porpoises and dolphins have sonar. It's just another frequency on the scale. So is infrared and ultraviolet. They're all just frequencies. So Om is the seed of the universe. So that's the frequency of the universe. So that's the importance of chanting Om. Unfortunately, I can't play YouTube videos that I like to hear that have Om chanting. And there's some really good ones out there, especially you get, I don't know if they're always monks, but you can get Buddhist monks that chant Om and they have that really deep resonating voice. It vibrates. And there's a thing called resonance. So if like you have two guitars and you strum one guitar, the other one will start vibrating at the same frequency. So before you know it, you've got two guitars going and you're only playing one. So resonance. So when you resonate with the universe, that connects you to divine source. It connects you to the universal energy. So that's the importance of some chants, is what it's connecting you to. That's why I like the really old Sanskrit chants, because they've been around for literally thousands of years, and they help you grow and develop yourself spiritually. Unfortunately, I'm not able to chant Om in a deep male voice, and I'm not a musician, although I do have my my Native American flute here. I have a didgeridoo. I never managed that circular breathing thing, so I'm terrible at the didgeridoo. But I do have my Native American flute, but I'm not a composer. But if you go on YouTube, you can find binaural beats, music that's Om chanting that's really awesome. And I highly recommend doing that. But in the meantime, what I have for everyone is binaural beats music that I bought from Pond 5. So we always meditate to that. But if you're going to create, do some self-hypnosis with a tape, I would get some of that nice deep, either solfeggio frequencies or Om chanting as the background music for your self-hypnosis tape or for your meditation that you do at home. And hopefully you're doing some kind of meditation every day. Eventually, if you meditate at a regular time every day, a couple times a day, Eventually, and it takes time, you will get to the point where you can go into a meditative state and stay there all day long. And when you do that, a number of things happen. Number one, you don't get sick. Isn't that nice? You don't get sick. And if you do get sick, you just heal it instantly because you just go within and get back into the right vibration. And another thing that happens is you are able to avoid a lot of conflicts. So your personal relationships improve. You no longer need to argue. You no longer need to prove yourself. If someone doesn't like you, it's okay. That's their choice. You just walk away. So it puts you in a very calm state and a stress-free state. And whatever you need just sort of comes to you. It's like you're living in a world of magic where whatever you need, it just comes because you're always in the moment. You're always doing what you need to do. So if that is in any way a motivation for meditating, if you're not doing it all the time, that should at least be one of them. The other challenge with meditation, of course, is you're going to get to know yourself. You're going to hear your self-talk. And sometimes that self-talk is something you don't want to hear. And you go, oh my gosh, am I thinking that? When I first woke up to my self-talk, it was, oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, I had to do a lot of work. Now it's not so bad because there's not as much self-talk. So eventually you don't have one thought after another back to back. You have gaps. You have a thought and you let it go. And there's a gap. And then you have a thought and you let it go. And the magic happens in the gaps. That's when you hear source coming through, giving you instruction. That's when you feel and know what it is you need to do in order to move forward. So that's the glory, the wonderfulness, the benefits of meditation is when you finally get to that point, your life becomes very magical and very awesome. And I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to be in that meditative state. And when you get out of that state, you can't wait to get back into it. So you work on staying in that state. I will warn you, the first time that I did that, spent the whole day working really hard to be in that state. I was exhausted by the end of the day. It is hard work until you get used to being in that state. And then it's actually less work. It energizes you and keeps you going. So that's enough talking for one night. So let's go ahead and meditate. So as you know, I play binaural beats. It's best with a headset, or if you have stereo speakers on either side of your computer. And you can sit, stand, walk, or lie down. So I only suggest lying down if you're not tired, so you don't fall asleep. And you want to put something under your knees and maybe under your head so that you protect your back. If you're going to walk, make sure the space that you have to walk in is clear so you don't bang into anything. And you want to walk very slowly and very purposefully. If you know yoga, you can go into some yoga poses. If you know Tai Chi or Qigong, you can do some Tai Chi, Qigong. So people who can't sit still, I recommend some kind of moving meditation or a standing meditation. So if you don't like to sit still, but you've been sitting all day, maybe you just want to stand. So just stand up straight. And if you're standing, it's nice if you can look at like a green plant or look out your window. If you're outside, if you're inside, look at a tree or a bush or something that's green. And then if you're sitting, of course, you can close your eyes because you don't have to worry about falling over. You want to sit with your back straight. You want to pull your scapula, your wings on the back, on your back, you want to pull them together and down. And what that does, it opens up your heart. It opens up your lungs so you can breathe easier. And it helps you to just calm down. And let's see, you want your feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. So by now you should have gotten your headset ready if you hadn't already. So I'm going to go ahead, and last week I really apologize. I forgot to share sound. So the whole meditation from last week is silent. Sorry about that. So I'm going to share screen, and then I'm going to share sound right away. There we go, share sound. Okay. And then we'll turn on some music. And I'm going to turn myself off so you don't have to look at me. You can just look at the pretty flowers. And go ahead into your inner space and just feel yourself grounded into the earth. Feel the earth energy coming up into your body. Comes up through your feet first and then up your legs. And as it does, it relaxes all your muscles, calms your nerves, up into your first chakra, your second chakra, your third chakra, and into your heart, calming and relaxing your body. And up into your fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh chakras. And your hands relax, and your arms relax, and your whole body just relaxes. And you feel that tingling feeling everywhere. And you bring in the yang energy from above, down through the crown chakra and down 6th, 7th, 5th, 4th chakra, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, and you integrate the yin from the earth and the yang from above, the warm and the cold, the light and the dark. You balance the two, balancing your body, balancing your chakras, up and down, left and right, in and out, clearing any blockages from any of your channels. And there's a very old meditation I learned back in the 90s from one of the Buddhists I studied with, based on the 7 rays of God. We haven't done it in a long time. So we're going to do that first, and then we'll do the Christ oil meditation, which raises your Kundalini. So in your first chakra, imagine a bright blue light. It's the 2nd ray, the ray of love wisdom. So balance, align, and harmonize your first chakra just by your intention to the 2nd ray. And as you feel that chakra fill with energy, this bright blue energy filling your first chakra, then balance the other 6 rays to the 2nd ray. And they're just the colors of the rainbow. So you know what a rainbow looks like. And as you balance it out, even more energy comes into your first chakra. So you can feel that energy very, very strong. And now we'll go to the 2nd chakra. So feel that bright blue energy of the 2nd ray filling your 2nd chakra, which is between the perineum and the belly button, inside your body. The base of the chakra is at the spine, and it goes out the front and the back. And just feel it fill with this bright blue energy. And feel that vibration and the energy in your 2nd chakra. And then align the rest of the rays the rest of the rainbow, to that bright blue light of the second ray. Then going up to the third chakra, imagine it filled with this bright blue light of the second ray of love wisdom. Feel it filling with energy, vibrating, tingling, filling with that bright blue light. Then align the rest of the rainbow colors to that second ray bright blue light. You should now feel a lot of energy flowing through your body. And now we'll go to the heart chakra. Fill it with the second ray, bright blue light. And this is the home of the second ray, the heart. In the chakra system, the heart is green, but in the seven ray system, it's blue. It's bright blue. It's the ray of love wisdom, the ray of God. So allow this to fill your heart and heal anything that needs to be healed. Any loss, any anger, any negative feelings. Allow this second ray to fill your heart, healing it, clearing it. And when you're ready, imagine all the rainbow colors in your heart, balanced and aligned to this second ray. Okay, and now we go to the throat chakra, and we align it with this beautiful blue energy of the second ray. Allow it to fill the throat chakra, healing your words. For this is the chakra color of the fifth chakra, and it's the color of the second ray. So it's at home here as well. And allow it to heal all aspect of your throat chakra. And then balance the other 6 colors of the rainbow to that second ray light in your throat. And as you're doing this, remember to keep breathing slowly and gently, inhaling and exhaling. And next we go to the 6th chakra, the Ajna center, between the eyebrows and just above the eyebrows on your forehead. We fill it with the bright blue light of the second ray. And as you feel this energy entering into this chakra, you can feel it balancing and aligning it, healing it front and back, opening your third eye, healing your pituitary and pineal, which are connected to each other at the 6th and 7th chakra. So we now move to the 7th chakra at the top of the head, which only goes out up. The first chakra goes down, the 7th goes up. And we fill this 7th chakra with the bright blue light of the second ray. We feel this light coming in to our crown chakra. We integrate the 6th and 7th chakra energies, pituitary and pineal. They are connected through an optic chiasm in the brain. And then align the rest of your 7th chakra with the 7 colors of the rainbow. You are now filled with white light. This is divine source light. It's all the colors of the rainbow in all of your energy centers and in your aura. And now we're going to do the Christ oil meditation. And we'll start at the base of the spine, of the coccyx bone. And you wind around the spine, going up to the pituitary, across the optic chiasm to the pineal gland, and then winding around the spine back down to the coccyx. So as you inhale, you want to go up, and as you exhale, go back down. And do this very slowly. And as you do, your Kundalini will raise all the way up. This is the Christ oil. This is the rainbow bridge, transcending up and down. And this is what powers your third eye. Are you getting any images? Don't analyze them. Don't think about them. And if you don't, that's okay too. Just feel the vibration of this energy flowing up and down your spine as your breath goes in and out. In and out. Just go ahead and meditate now in this state of divine being, white light, and Christ oil energy. Okay. So let's very slowly, very gently begin to come back into the room. Wiggling your toes first, and then your fingers. Very, very slowly. You never want to come back quickly and give you a headache. I'll do a stop share. So have some water. You have water, and reground yourself if you need to. If you have a journal, be sure to write anything into your journal you want to remember. And post down below how you feel after that meditation. I didn't want to come back, but I talked too long. We've already gone almost 45 minutes, so I didn't want to take up too much of your time. But if you want to do that meditation longer, you could just skip into where it starts and put on your own music and turn mine off and do a long meditation once you're in that really blissful state. And then you can create your own where you do that yourself. And if you're not sure about the 7 rays, if you get my book, Meditation Demystified, there's a page in there where I don't talk much about the 7 rays because you could do whole books on the 7 rays. But let me find the page here where I show you. I had a picture and the publisher made me take it out, even though it was free clip art. They said you can't put it in a book. So all I could do was put the colors in, but it shows you the 7 chakra colors versus the 7 ray colors. So red, instead of being at the base, is at the top, and purple is down here, and blue, indigo is reversed, and the green of the heart is here at the ajna center up here. And so you can see the 7 rays, and the names of the rays are over here. So that'll give you a little information. I think you can get the ebook for a couple bucks, if you don't want the hard copy. But the hard copy is really pretty. It's full color. Even inside is in color, and but I didn't know they were going to charge so much money. I don't make any money. I make like 50 cents on the book. So it's not, writing books is not a moneymaker for the author. But if you get the ebook, it'll show up nice in your Kindle or whatever, and it's only a couple bucks, and then you can see what the 7 rays are. I've read a lot of books on the 7 rays, and most of them were really terrible. So I'm probably going to do something, either that or you have to delve into the Alice Bailey books, which some of the people I know, they say they can't even understand them. You do have to have a certain way of thinking in order to read those books. They were based on letters written by a Tibetan who spoke English as a second language and given to Alice Bailey in the 40s. So the English is not typical of what we get today. So for some people, it's kind of difficult to read and understand. But the information is all in there. There's also books called Tapestry of the Gods, which are out of print. It took me 2 years to find the first 2 volumes, but I found them. I have them in hard copy. But if you go out on the internet, you can find PDF versions for free because the copyrights have worn out or expired. I only suggest volume 1. That's really the one I use most of the time. It's about the emotional aspect of the rays. There's actually 8 volumes, and these are like 8.5 by 11 books and over an inch thick. These are big books. So there's a lot of reading. But if you just get Tapestry of the Gods Volume 1, that's good enough. If you want Volume 2, you can get that. Beyond that, I don't even study those other books either. So I hope you enjoyed the meditation tonight. And if you have any requests for what you would like to work on, or challenges or changes, just let me know and we'll talk about it. And if you have any speakers you would like to hear, just let me know. And we can invite them to my weekly podcast that's on Mondays at 11. So hope you enjoyed the meditation tonight, and we invite you to get our free gift if you don't already have it, and to download our app, which I'm currently working on, and we'll have a whole lot of stuff added to it over the next few months. And I think that's it. So thank you for joining us, and remember to be the light you want to see